The Lycian Way in Türkiye offers nature at its very best. Spring wakes the path, autumn quiets it, and winter brushes the mountains with pale light. But for many who walk it, the Lycian Way is something deeper. It's a path that reveals who you really are. I'm Afzal Ahmed and this is Aloud. This show brings you articles made for audio. In this episode, we've adapted the piece, A Step Through Time, why Türkiye's Lycian Way is a journey of self-discovery, by Zulal Sema, published on TRT World on November the 19th, 2025. Imagine this. One moment you're trekking through the rugged mountains above Fethiye, and the next you're standing in a spot where people lived over 2,000 years ago. It's like time travel on foot. Kate Clow, the British woman who mapped the Lycian Way in the late 90s, still remembers her very first evening in Sidima, an ancient Lycian town now folded into the quiet Muğla village of Dodurgar Asarı. She is now called at home for more than 30 years. She remembers arriving at dusk, following the last stretch of the ancient road from the Lycian capital Xanthos. Ahead of her, the ruins of Sidima appeared as wild goats softly gathered along the old city walls, a moment that she says captured the spirit of the trail, walking the same roads people used millennia ago. And towering above the Akdağ range, a Lycian mountain rising over 3,000 meters, glowing in rose and cream, the moon lifting over its snow-brushed slopes. As she walked beneath a giant plane tree in the village center, she passed the Asar Dodurgar Mosque and the Roman baths belonging to ancient Sidima. Every step is a step through time, she says, and her idea from the beginning was simple: link the old roads and the old cities. So that modern walkers could follow the same lines that traders, soldiers, and villagers once used. Even now, she says, that evening still encapsulates what the Lycian Way feels like, a place where history, landscape, and human warmth converge along the same path. Today, that once personal feeling sits behind a global title. In 2025, the Lycian Way was named the world's most beautiful hiking trail by Time Out magazine, praising its blend of nature, history, and sweeping sea views. Stretching from Fethiye all the way to the hills near Antalya on Turkiye's Mediterranean coast, the trail spans over 540 kilometers, following the backbone of the ancient Lycian civilization, a 3,000-year-old culture famous for pioneering one of the world's earliest democratic leagues. It's complete with aqua lagoons, ancient ruins, and sheer cliff mountain views. It will take more than a month to complete, but hey, you can tackle shorter sections at your own pace, perfect for dipping in and out. Head east and the trail unfolds like a living history book. In the remains of Patara, you will pass an ancient parliament building, the very spot where the Lycian League once gathered. You stand in that assembly and think, this was a model that even impressed the Romans. Aisuke Tanaka says. She's a Japanese anthropologist who studied the route for over a decade. Higher in the hills, another ancient city, Pinara, appears with its honeycomb of rock-cut tombs. Near ancient Tlos, the Xanthos Valley rolls out like a breathtaking painted horizon. Close to the sea, the remains of another ancient city, Phelos, and its harbour, Antiphelos, echo above what is today Kash. Along the shoreline, the low stone walls of Pidnai stand among dunes, while the castle of Simena, known as Kalakoy, looks down on boat traffic and Lycian sarcophagi. that sit half submerged in the bay. In Mira, that's modern-day Demre, you wander past the church linked to Saint Nicholas, or Father Christmas himself. At another ancient city, Pharsalis, 3 ancient harbours still hug the coastline. And further east, the ruins of Olympus tumble through a lush forested riverbed right down to the Mediterranean. Alexander the Great even campaigned through this very region. It's like walking through an open-air museum that has no walls. Aisuke Tanaka says, prehistory, classical, Byzantine, Ottoman, you feel those layers of your body, not just your mind, she adds. For years now, Türkiye's Ministry of Culture and Tourism has championed this fusion of heritage and landscape through guided walks and events to raise awareness. But the land, it tells its own stories. Kate Clow calls it different textures under every step. Porous limestone, soft sandstone, polished volcanic rock, even sparkling veins of marble catching the sun. 1 second you're on grainy limestone, the next smooth volcanic slabs that glide like glass underfoot. As one local hiker puts it, you might start your morning swimming and end your evening above the clouds. Now, for many hikers, the Lycian Way isn't just about the views. It's about pushing your own boundaries. Take Aisha Beytul Aytekin, who hiked a section in 2023 with her friends and a guide. The big question hanging over them, can we really do this? 3 nights, 4 days, clocking more than 50 kilometers. One night they camped in Jannat or Paradise Bay, another on a mountain, and another on a high plateau. By the end, she realized it wasn't about raw strength or stamina, it was about uncovering that inner resilience, proving to themselves they could. She describes swimming in spots where ancient people once lived and worked, now just stones and sea left behind. She says it's a reminder that ditching the city's chaos has always demanded effort. True beauty, it comes with a price in sweat. For others, though, the journey hits on a more emotional level. Dr. Özlem Uruk Hamand, who dedicates her life to working with cancer patients, hit rock bottom, total exhaustion, burnout from endless nights in hospitals and labs. So in 2024, she turned to the Lycian Way. You smell time, dust, sea salt, she recalls. Between the ruins and the sea, you feel both death and rebirth. She also says these ancient cities show you that whole civilizations can disappear, and at the same time, the land keeps producing new life. Near Kash, she stumbled upon the delicate Lycian orchid, a rare species known only in this region. She snapped a photo, then turned it into an abstract painting. For her, the trail wasn't just a hike, it was a road back to her true self. Then there's local hiker Feyzullah Burucu, who dubs the Lycian Way 4-in-1, sea, forest, mountains, and a hefty dose of history. He used to grind through long hours in tourism, but hiking brought him real renewal. The moment I take my first step, he says, everything else just fades away. After a full day on the trail, you feel lighter, he explains. Your thoughts come clearer, and you rediscover that true peace, because it doesn't thrive in crowds. A private cry can heal you, he adds, and singing to the trees no longer feels strange. His simple plea to all visitors, please respect nature, the world is our home. You wouldn't throw rubbish in your living room, so don't leave it on the trail. He says, think of the Lycian Way as an inheritance to future generations, and we must not betray an inheritance. Time Out magazine named O Circuit in Patagonia, Chile in second place, a 10-day route that treats you to towering peaks, brilliant blue lakes and vast plains. And in third was the Tour du Mont Blanc through the Alps. Traversing 3 countries, this alpine adventure offers uninterrupted mountain views throughout, along with sections that cross rushing rivers, lush alpine meadows and steep valleys. And like all these, walking the Lycian Way strips life down to what really counts. The noise, the rush, the heavy burdens, they all melt away. What's left? A sharper sense of what truly matters. And in the Lycian Way, so many hikers come back transformed, lighter, more grounded, deeply connected to the past and to themselves. Somewhere along that stretch from Fethiye to Antalya, between Patara's ancient parliament and Olympus's flames, amid limestone paths and volcanic rock, people from all over the globe uncover the same profound truth. Every step Kate Clow reminds us leaves a trace not on the land, but in your soul. That's all for this episode of Aloud, based on the piece A Step Through Time, Why Türkiye's Lycian Way is a Journey of Self-Discovery, by Zulal Sema, published on TRT World on November the 19th, 2025. I'm your host Afzal Ahmed, thanks for listening. Now go lace up those walking boots and find your own path.